Man, this has been a long time coming. Back in 2020, when I started the channel, I was so sure that I did not wanted to go with an exhaust. And then, fast forward to 2021, I installed the K&N air filter. And to compensate for better intake, I put the Powerage slip-ons. And then the so-called mods list just kept going in all directions pertaining to aesthetics of the bike. On the performance front, I never added anything else besides the slip-ons, the air filter, and the suspensions. And after 5 long years, I finally decided to give a little performance boost to my Interceptor 650, and thus chose to go with performance headers. Now, do keep in mind that this is not a mandatory thing, and that you can stop after you've installed the slip-on exhausts. It is completely okay. However, if you wish to extract more power from your machine, then you may replace the stock headers. This will result in increase in engine power and its efficiency by reducing the back pressure and improving the exhaust flow, which people have stated results in 5 to 10 extra horsepower. This not only allows more fuel-air mix into the cylinder, but also ensures the gases exit faster, since now the exhaust system is free-flowing. So, in order to push my motorcycle in the performance direction, I decided to go with Powerage headers. And special thanks to Powerage for sending these. They are a Tamil Nadu-based company that manufacture motorcycle exhausts. Do check out their website to explore their catalog. The fit and finish of their exhaust is just premium. And the sound? Well, I'll let you find that out on your own. Due to the nature of these headers, people have reported lesser engine braking, as free-flowing also means lesser back pressure. That results in lesser drag and theoretically lesser engine braking. However, I am yet to experience that, since for me, the engine is behaving fantastic. I will make sound check videos and review ones in the coming days. Feel free to give your suggestions in the comment section as to what you want to see. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to install these Powerage headers for Continental GT 650 and Interceptor 650. You will need a couple of tools to do this on your own. Some of them are included in the OEM toolkit. Instead of listing out the ones you will need, I will label them as and when I am using them. This way, the duration of the video is not stretched and the content is concise. And speaking of concise, I will be showing you how to install this on the right-hand side of the bike. The other side is exactly the same. We start by disconnecting the O2 sensors. You can find them just behind the horn. Unplugging them can be tricky. So in order to be efficient, I will advise you to remove the horn to get better access to the sensors. It just requires you to remove a 12mm nut and bolt holding it up. Be careful in removing the horn, as once you uninstall it, you will also need to disconnect its electrical connections. Once that is done, you will need to cut the zip tie that is holding the horn and the O2 sensors. This is necessary because the sensor connected to the OEM header needs to be removed so that it can be added to the new headers. Cutting the zip tie seems like an easy job. However, if you do not have proper tools, you will struggle. And I highly recommend removing the fuel tank for even better leverage. I was using a pair of nail cutters to get the job done, which, let's be honest, eventually I did succeed. After that, on the slip-ons, you will need a 12 mm open-ended spanner and a 12 mm socket wrench. It makes it easier and quicker if you have a socket wrench. Remove this bolt and you will need a 13 mm spanner or a socket wrench to remove the clamp, which is at the part where the slip-on meets the header pipe. You don't need to remove the clamp, just need to loosen it. After that, you can simply pull the exhaust and it will come out with relative ease. Then, you need to loosen the bolt that marries the header pipe to the chassis. You will need an extension and a 12 mm socket wrench. At this point, I have to tell you, there are sharp edges on the bike and on the tool as well, and as a result, these gloves started to tear. I thought I would keep things neat and clean and presentable for you all, but things seldom happen according to the plan. With the same 12 mm socket extension, we proceed towards the cylinder head and remove the two flange nuts. Using stainless steel nut would ensure that this area stays rust free, right? Or am I missing something? Please let me know in the comments the answer to this. I am genuinely curious. And as you can see, the other bolt also has a lot of rust to it. I will order these at some point in the future because this much rust is just not acceptable to me. Then we remove the bolt holding the pipe completely. And let me tell you, the stock pipe, due to its restrictive nature, is rather heavy. I thought of showing you how heavy by actually using a weighing scale. The stock pipe weighs exactly 4.45 kilos, so the total weight of these pipes is almost 9 kilos. And if you remember, the stock cans weigh about 6 kilos each, so that is almost 21 kilos. My god. Then proceed to remove the O2 sensor. You will need a 14 mm open-ended spanner and a lot of force to open it as it was super tight. Once loose, just carefully remove the sensor and carefully place it somewhere safe. I did recall that once, back in the day, I had taken the Interceptor off-road, and as a result, there are a lot of chips and dents to the bent pipe. Man, I cannot believe there is so much rust on the pipe. Anyway, moving on. Let me show you what all you get in the Powerage box. You get two beautiful stainless steel pipes, an instruction manual, and a set of fasteners to complete the job. And yes, I did weigh them. They each weigh exactly 2 kilos, which is 5 kilos lesser than the stock setup. Unwrapping the exhaust is such a therapeutic experience. The header pipe is really premium. The welds are done beautifully, and there is even space to accommodate additional O2 sensors. This is just so good. I can't believe I am finally doing this. And again, I apologize for the hideous surgical gloves that gave up on me. The main idea of wearing them was to exercise cleanliness and to not leave any fingerprint on the pipes. This here is the instruction to add the fasteners. This is how it will be installed. The rubber washers are optional. You can choose to install them with or without them. It does not make a difference. There are slits on the bracket, one horizontal and one vertical, to better adjust the pipe. And I managed to get new gloves as I could not bear the torn gloves. Then proceed to installing the O2 sensor on the new bent pipe. And using a 14mm spanner, tighten it back in its place. Don't over tighten it, just enough that it won't come loose. Once done, proceed to attaching the header pipe to the cylinder block. Using the screws as a marking point, attach the pipe, but do not attach the flange nut yet. This is just to hold the pipe in place. Then, attach the pipe to the chassis using the bracket that came with the kit. And using a 13mm spanner, tighten the bolt. Remember, do not fully tighten it, just so that it has slight wiggle to it. Then, tighten the other side of the bracket and remember to leave some slack here as well. Back at the cylinder block, proceed to attach the flange nut. Use a 12mm socket wrench with an extension, as you did earlier when removing it. Man, so much rust. I just cannot believe why this nut in particular is prone to so much rusting. Anyways, fully tighten these and do not worry as these are threaded, so no need to go gung-ho on it. Just tighten them enough and then proceed to tighten it from the chassis below. First, tighten the lower part, the bracket that holds the pipe. You will need a 13mm open-ended spanner to do that. And then, using the 13mm socket wrench, tighten the part that attaches to the chassis. No need to fully tighten these yet, just enough so that it has little slack to it. After that, you will need a contact cleaner. I am using isopropyl alcohol and it is easily available on Amazon and Blinkit. What this does is remove fingerprints or any other smudge marks on the exhaust pipe. The best part about this is it evaporates very quickly and you need not wait for it to dry up. That is why it is often used to clean electrical components. Do keep in mind, this is a very important step because if you start your motorcycle without wiping the bent pipe clean, these marks will get permanent due to heat and there is no going back. So I suggest you take your time, be very generous with this step and clean it as much as possible. Then attach your slip-on exhaust to the header pipe. This is an easy job. And don't worry, the exhaust and header pipe are precisely engineered so that there is no gap between them. You won't need an additional gasket for sealing this. Then, just align the bracket to the subframe and in case you notice that the bracket does not align properly, then all you need to do is loosen the exhaust bracket using a 13mm open-ended spanner and simply realign the bracket. This is really ingenious of Powerage to engineer the exhausts this way. And once you have enough slack to align everything, just reinsert the bolt to hold the exhaust in place. Now, all that remains is to tighten the exhaust bolts. Attach the 12mm flange nut behind the exhaust bracket and tighten the clamp using a 13mm socket wrench. These are threaded bolts, so no need to over-tighten them, just enough and they will not come off. Then proceed to the bracket holding the bent pipe with the chassis and tighten it up. And that's basically job done. After that, just keep the bike idle for 10 minutes and go for a short ride after that. This helps the ECU calibrate itself and adjust accordingly. I will also be taking this for dyno testing and tuning in the coming days. That is, after I have found a place that does it here in Delhi NCR. If you have any leads about this, please let me know in the comments and I will check them out for sure. I will leave a link to these pipes in the description Thank you so much for watching my videos, and in doing so, support the channel. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel. Ride safe, and I will see you in the next one. Free out.